So if that audit letter arrives in the mail, what should you do? This may sound silly, but open the letter or the email that you've received. It may sound odd, but a lot of those audit letters have tight timelines for responses. And I know some people don't like opening the mail from Revenue Canada. They're scared. I've seen a lot of people afraid of that, missing deadlines and opportunities as a result. If you know you're really fearful of it, get it to your accountant. They can open it. They've seen this before. In my case, we had the audit letter open. Response started within a few days of receiving it. And again, I won't pretend to have enjoyed it, but it was a rather methodical process. We stayed calm. I know it's like getting called down to the principal's office, if you will, but don't panic. Many of these letters are very routine. And again, mine, while inconvenient, once I reviewed what was needed, and my wife Robin, who handles all of our bookkeeping, pulled up the records, it was relatively speaking a straightforward response. It was relatively easy. Stay involved. Even if your accountant is leading the conversation, you want to know the Reader's Digest version of what's going on. A little easier for me, of course, in my audit. And it's not like this was my first audit, whether for myself personally, family members, and obviously clients. Bring in your accountant as soon as you can. They'll be able to help navigate the process and avoid making mistakes that can lead to perhaps a more broad audit or a conclusion that becomes much more expensive for you. They're trained in these things. They have the experience. Even using the wrong word in a response, it can cause trouble. I go back to many years ago and an example, and it caused that individual, while we were ultimately able to help them, there's another accountant's client that came to me for advice, it would have been a lot faster, a lot less expensive if they came to us the first time. Keep communications clear and professional. It's easy to get upset with the audit. It's easy to get upset with an auditor. They can escalate. Those comments aren't helping you. Let your accountant, who's going to be a little bit more neutral, provide that guidance by responding professionally and only to what they're asking. It makes it easy for the CRA to see what they're looking for and potentially asking fewer questions. Not that you necessarily have something to hide, I don't mean it that way, but I'm confident you have better things to do with your time. And of course, what is the best way to stay out of trouble in the first place? Keep organized. Detailed records being worked on through the year as compared to once a year or after the end of the year. Understand your reporting obligations before you make a transaction. And get that professional advice early, not after. And certainly with respect to the audit letter, get that advice up front as soon as you get it before you've reached out to Revenue Canada. And yes, sometimes it's very simple. Revenue Canada is simply looking for a receipt or two, donation receipt, you can take care of it. Let your accountant know. Fortunately, in my case, again, my audit turned out fine. The original tax return was not reassessed, happy ending, at least on our side of things. I'm George Duby, saving the world from tax, one vote at a time. Don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter. Check out the next video in the series. I want to help you do wonderful things.